Hello and welcome to my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like this video, and thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to my day ones, twos, and threes. Thank you to all my new subscribers that's coming in. That means well. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you all, and welcome. This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only, so everything is alleged, some is not, and the Fair Act use is in my description box, y'all. So let's get to it, y'all. Let's get to it. First, I want to say happy Monday. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Please stay safe and all that good stuff. Please stay aware of your surroundings, and please, y'all, watch the company that you keep, because it just may save your life or keep you out of trouble. Okay, y'all? So let's get to it, y'all. Let's get to it. Terrence Howard. Oh my goodness. Fine and standing on business right now. Okay, y'all. Terrence Howard is letting everybody know that he don't swing certain ways. He's letting all the cats out the bag. He's dropping jewels every day. And I'm so happy that he's about to start a podcast, because he knows a lot. And I'm going to tell y'all this. A lot of people have been trying to get at him for a very long time. A very long time. From Lee Daniels to P. Diddy to Quincy Jones. A lot of producers, they all been trying to pull his card just to see, can they get a little leadway to try to turn him out. And he wasn't going for it. And see, that's what real men do. And this is why, you have role models like him out here. And I'm so happy for it. Okay, y'all? Everybody's talking about his interviews and stuff that he's been given back and forth. Everybody's talking about it on the internet. And now there's an interview that he just did. And this portion of the interview, he's talking about roles that were offered to him. And he turned them down because he didn't want to play, sweat and skittle roles. Okay, y'all? I'm going to tell y'all what I got from this interview. Seriously, y'all. I know everybody else got their own opinion, but I'm going to tell you my opinion about this interview. I don't think that, it could look like Terrence Howard was, sending shots out to people. It might look like that, but we all were talking about Denzel. We all were talking about how everybody was surprised that Denzel, came out and was saying the things that he was saying. And the crazy part about Denzel coming out saying what he said, he didn't have to, because that portion of what he was saying wasn't even in the role that he was playing. Talking about, he, was smooching on a man in the movie, and they cut the role out. And he don't know why they cut it out, and this, that, and this. Then he came back and did another interview, and he was saying that he don't mind playing those type of roles. Now, when we all start finding out about Denzel at them Diddy parties, when he came out and said what he said, it kind of made sense. If you hanging out with Diddy, okay? And he wasn't just at the Diddy parties. He was going to games with Diddy and all of this stuff. And everybody knows that Diddy is attracted to men. And not only is he attracted to men, he's attracted to powerful men. Okay, y'all? People that's popular. He wanted to be the person that was around all the popular celebrities. Even Empire, when Bashir was on there, everybody was, saying that Empire was the shitka, when it first came out, y'all. The TV series. Bashir was somebody that everybody was like, the girls was liking and this and that. He wanted to be around him as well. Okay, y'all. P. Diddy cling to whoever is hot at the time. That's who he want to be around. Even the women. But he wasn't attracted to the women, but he wanted to have that image of being with everybody that was popular at that particular time. If there was a new movie out and there was a woman that was, or she could have been older or younger. Okay. He wanted to be around him. Look at that 1 to the 3-year-old that he invited to his party because she had just did a movie. Okay, y'all. Diddy was about a particular image. And I'm going to say this. What I get from this interview is they don't want us to have any role models out here. And it's no shots at people that sweat and skillers saying that they can't be role models, because they can be role models for other sweat and skillers. They can. Okay? They can somewhat be, role models to people that's not sweating skittles. But that's going to stand out more than anything. So people that's not sweating skittles is not going to look to somebody that is as a role model, as somebody that, you know what I'm saying, y'all? So I think that this is about making us look as if, as a race, that everybody that we have looked up to in the past, not so much looked up to, but, somewhat, as far as celebrity-wise or whatever. I think this is a part of tearing us down, to be honest with y'all. Every single person that people have, said, no, not him. Not her. They're trying to throw it in our faces that y'all don't have no role models out here. Everybody that y'all thought was straight wasn't. And I beg to differ. Marvin Gaye did an interview a while back, and he said that he only liked women in that interview, y'all. And now they're trying to push the issue and say that he was sweating skittles. Okay, y'all? Now, I'm going to say this. I do believe, and this is what Terrence Howard said. He said that Quincy Jones invited him to his house, just like Diddy invited him to his house, and he had other intentions. Diddy had other intentions, and I do believe Quincy Jones had other intentions. A lot of ways that they get at a lot of people in the industry is through money. They think that if you offer them the right amount of money, they'll do anything. And I think that this was one of those instances with Quincy Jones. He said that Quincy Jones invited him to his house, and that Quincy Jones offered him to play Marvin Gaye. Okay? And, it should have been an honor to play Marvin Gaye, because Marvin Gaye was a ladies' man from what we saw. Okay, y'all? Now, forget about the rumors and the this and the that, because I never seen it. I never saw that in him in no type of way. If I did, if I missed a clip, then maybe. You know what I'm saying? But what I saw, when I saw Marvin Gaye, was a man that loved women. He was married twice. And then he was like associated with so many other women. Never men like that. Never around men like that where you would think, oh, this and that and that and this. And I think that it's a form of disrespect, because they figure that they're gone and they can say anything about them that they want to say now. And I also think that, when he called Terrence Howard to his house, Mr. Quincy Jones, I think that Quincy Jones was trying to figure him out and see what way that they can go to, and get at, Terrence. That's my personal opinion. I think a lot of people lie, because we'll never know the truth, because he's gone. So I don't know, they don't know, you don't know if, Marvin Gaye was really gay. I mean, I'm not gay, but sweating skittles. Okay, y'all. My bad, y'all. I don't think he was. I think that they offered him that role, and they thought that his ass was going to probably, bulge out his head, because the money that he probably was going to be offered to play the role. And this was a form of trying to see if they could get him to play a sweat and skill role. This is what I think. They were going to use that, and then at the same time smear Marvin Gaye's name. This is my thing. I think this was all a tactic to see, would Terrence Howard take that type of role. It wasn't that if Marvin Gaye really was. They don't mind putting that out there, because they want younger people to think that this is okay. It's okay for men, to be laid up together. It's okay for women to be laid up. They want this to be the norm. And this is a part of pushing that agenda out there. By taking down, you know, any respect that anybody had for icons, for legendary people that grew up in the industry or were in the industry, they wanted to make it look like this is normal. Everybody did it. This is my personal opinion. I don't think that Terrence Howard were taking jabs at, Denzel. I think that he's just speaking his mind. It ain't about taking jabs. People wasn't really taking jabs at, Denzel like that. People were just saying they were surprised. And why can't we have anybody out here that's a man, not a man's man? Okay, y'all? They done already tore down rap. Rap is no more as far as somebody that you can look up to. Diddy done turned out almost every rapper there is. This is coming out on a daily. Okay? We saw all the people that were around him. Look at Ray J. Look at all these people. Ray J is now joking about things, talking about, him and his wife, and she put some balls in his mouth and all of this stuff. And he's joking about it. But you were close to Diddy now. So it ain't no doubt in my mind that it ain't been some in your mouth for real. Not no play or toy ones. Some real ones. And I think that they are softening the blow right now for what's to come. I think everybody that's coming out saying a little bit this and a little bit that, I think they're softening the blow out for what's to come when Diddy's trial start. Diddy had tapes in his house. And no doubt he probably had the most sophisticated actors that people wouldn't even least expect. The most people that people put on pedestals as rappers and all this stuff. I think he kept those close by. And I think those are the tapes that they got from him. And there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to come out. Meek Mill, maybe that wasn't his, BLOOD in that, castle. But that doesn't mean that you wasn't getting ran up on through the back door. You were passed from Jay-Z to P. Diddy. You are passed around, just like some of these females that's in the industry. You were passed around, but you were a man that were passed around. And he's still trying to say that, still trying to defend himself. How can you? You out here bunny hopping for the white folks, okay, y'all? He out here bunny hopping, jump. How high? Okay, y'all? They want to tear down every single person there is. Did y'all just hear about what Kanye West just came out and said? Kanye West said that his mother was mingling and tingling with his babysitter. Okay, y'all? So Kanye West just came out and outed his mother as being somebody that's wetting skittlers. He outed himself as saying that him and his cousin, okay? Then we have the Wayans brothers, which nobody was really surprised about him, smooching a man, but they were surprised about the fact that he was smooching his own brother. Okay, y'all? They're showing you the sick stuff that's going on in the industry, y'all. Okay? They're showing you this over and over and over again. And it's crazy because there's so many other races out here that's doing the same exact thing. But the only people that they're talking about doing it, to the extent that they are the blacks. Because they want to make it look like there's no hope for blacks, period. It already looks bad, the fact that, our people is out here robbing their own people. Our people is out here taking their own people's lives. But they also want to make it look like our people are just so confused and messed up in the head that they all like whatever. And they will do whatever. Okay, y'all? Everybody. And there's still people on the internet right now that's saying, "Ooh, I would have loved to have met Diddy." Why? So he can, peep you out too? And see if he want to go through your back door too? Or you to go through his? Why? And then some people say, "Oh, this was before that Diddy. We found out all the stuff he was doing, and this and that and this." There were rumors are going around here for a very long time about Diddy. I didn't hear rumors about Marvin Gaye like that. I didn't. And when he had interviews, he adamantly denied anything like that, y'all. He did. And I think that Quincy Jones was playing chess, trying to see if Terrence Howard would take that role. Let's see if he gonna turn this money down. I bet you I can get him and see if he got a little sweat and skittles in him. Offer him this big role of Marvin Gaye, which is gonna put him on a map, and see if he gonna turn this down. And he did. And even though that every which way that they were coming at Terrence, he still was blocking. He took the money when, he wanted to take it, but it never had anything to do with sweating any kind of skittles. Okay, y'all? Never, ever. Even in Empire, they try to throw that role on him as being the father of somebody that was sweating skittles. And you saw him throw him in the trash and all of that stuff when he was little, his son and all of that stuff. In the TV series, he still played roles against it. But they still try to make Terrence look bad by even, oh, you were such against this that you would put him, your own child, in a garbage can. It was like a smear campaign. If you're not going to be with it and you're going to be against it, we're going to make you look bad while you're being against it. Okay, y'all? Everything was to make Terrence Howard look bad. And I see why now he took a break from the industry. Because these vultures was all on him. And it ain't no doubt in my mind that Quincy Jones, Lee Daniels, Diddy, all of these people were hanging out trying to figure out how that they were going to get at him. I bet you I be the one to get at him. No, I bet you they probably took bets on who was going to get him first. This is probably why they all were going at him at the same time. This is probably why. And it probably got to a point where Terrence Howard might have got turned down for roles because of the fact that he wouldn't play ball. And that's probably why he took a break as well. To let them know it ain't that serious, y'all. And now, when this Diddy stuff come out, when this, all this mess come out, about all the celebrities, Denzel, all of this stuff, now he's coming out and he's telling his truth. I am so happy that he is. And I hope that there's others in the industry that come out and, tell their truth. Because it's probably a lot of others that you barely see. It's a lot of celebrities out here. Entertainers as far as music-wise, as far as actors, that we done seen before and we love their acting skills. We love their, their vocal abilities. But we don't hardly see them. And the reason why we didn't see them, because they were being blackballed in the industry. I want you to pay attention. And they keep trying to push this away from Jay-Z. But Jay-Z grew up around sweating skittles too. His mother is sweating skittles. She married another woman. And when you are in that type of circle, you be around other men that like men just like you be around other women that like women. And this is where Jay-Z grew up around. This is probably why he was so comfortable being best friends with another one that was out here sweating skittles. Did y'all hear in that book that Kim Porter, portions of it that was coming really from her? She said that she came out of the room one day from being with a celebrity, a big time celebrity. And her husband was in the room with Diddy. Who y'all think that Kim Porter was talking about, y'all? I'm just asking this question. Because I believe it was Jay-Z. My personal opinion. They never released a name, but they kept saying that he was huge. He was a big time celebrity. This couple was a big time celebrity. Who you think they were talking about? Who was best friends with Diddy during that time? If y'all think for 1 minute that, I'm just saying, that Beyonce and Jay-Z name is not going to come up in this Diddy trial, think again. Think again. A lot of times people marry as a front. You don't marry a woman and then your best friend and all you hang around is sweat and skittles. I'm just saying, unless and that's the front. There's a lot of them out here. Look at Marcus Houston. Look how they turned out B2K. But he married, and it was a front. And he married somebody that was on the missing persons list. And we got Oprah, we got all these people out around here, and they never mentioned in no interviews, nothing, never talked about it. It's crazy how some stuff just go, get brushed under the rug. Bloggers talk about it. But the main people that's out here doing these interviews and stuff, they cover up everything that they want to cover up. And they put out what they want to put out. Oprah Winfrey, she was hanging around Diddy like crazy. She loved her some Jay-Z now. And when their stuff come up, she quiet as a mouse. Her and Gaye. And word on the street, her and Gaye sweating skittles. But they came at R. Kelly with everything they have. The stuff that's against Diddy right now is worse. Why they so quiet, y'all? Is it because she was at those parties too? Is it because they are being charged with traffic to the king and she opened up a girls' school in Africa and some of these girls was out here getting done dirty too? Coming up pregnant when they went to school? See, it amazes me how they don't want anybody to be looked at as straight. This is the only agenda that they want to push out. And they're doing it, even with doing these interviews. Now they want us to believe that Marvin Gaye was sweating skittles. This is why, they want him to do this role. I think they made this up. This is my personal opinion. I think, Quincy Jones made this up. I think this was something they probably pushed through the industry to say, let's say he like men. Let's just put it out there that Marvin Gaye like men. So we can get this in everybody's subconscious that this is okay. See, Satan works in mysterious ways, y'all. Okay? He liked to have smoke and mirrors out here. Make you think one way when it's really another way. But it was only an agenda to push so they can get, leading men like Terrence Howard to go and play this role. And at the same time play this role. If he was to play this role, they was going to say, oh yeah, he got a little sugar in the tank. We can get at him. But it didn't work. And I'm happy that it didn't, because he don't know if this guy was sweating skittles or not. And if he would have played that role, it would have made it look like Marvin Gaye was when he probably wasn't. This was just what they want to push out on these kids, y'all. And make them think that it's okay for you to bend another man over. This is what this is all about to me. And I'm sick to my stomach of it, y'all. I'm so tired of them pushing this and trying their best to push this off on everybody. This is one of the reasons why a lot of people voted Trump in office. Seriously. It got to a point where people were just so tired of this being shoved down everybody's throat. Even the kids. Never have I ever would have thought, growing up, I just sit back and think about when I was younger and going to school and grammar school and stuff like that. And I think about the class clowns that was in the classroom with me. I think about the thug thizzles that was in the classroom with me. And I think about, I try to put a perspective on it as if, like what's going on now would have happened back then. When now they have these sweating skittlers coming in the classroom trying to teach the children, their lifestyle and this and that and this. I think about if this would have happened back in the days when I was going to school. And all I can think of, if that would have been the most interesting day of my life, to see some man come in there with a dress on and makeup and heels on and try to teach the people that I was in the classroom with that this was okay. They would have ran up out that room so fast. And half of the class probably would have passed away laughing. Okay, y'all? Because they would have ripped them another tail. They would have never wanted to go in another classroom and try to teach this mess to a child ever again. Because my classroom would have let them have it, y'all. I mean, they would have. And they would have been scared to come back to a school from the thug thizzles that was in the classroom. And they would have been a laughing stock from the class clowns that was there. The things that's going on now would not have happened back then. This is just how things have changed from then until now. And I'm happy to see that there's somebody like Terrence Howard that's out here that's still standing on business and not accepting this because they're trying to make everybody accept this. This is something that you like behind closed doors. Keep it behind closed doors. You don't have to, leave that as a parent to talk to their child. Parents know if their child is sweating Skittles or not, or is something going on with them. They know it. It used to be a point in time where parents was the one that taught the kids about the birds and the bees. Not another sweating Skittler coming to the school to make the kids comfortable with seeing this. The kids are never going to be comfortable with seeing a man in a dress unless they have grown up around this. Like Jay-Z, or like Diddy, like Kanye West, and the list goes on. You can tell the ones that was cool with this. Now, there are people that probably is sweating Skittles, but that wasn't around this type of stuff when they were younger. And they probably always felt this way. But let them handle their feelings in their feelings. Go talk to somebody about it. Okay, y'all? But not bring it to the children that's in the classroom that probably wouldn't even be considering no junk like this. But to come and send these people to the classroom and talk to them to make them consider stuff like this doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. They got they parades. They got the everything. Why do you have to keep pushing? They want to put it in the cartoons. They didn't put it in all the TV series. They didn't put it in all the movies. And now they want to put it in the schools. And they want each and every person that we didn't grow up listening to, that we didn't grow up watching, they want to make them come out and say something to the matter so they can make it look okay. And it makes me wonder that the Wayans brothers, in order for them to all get their awards, because the whole family got honored, was this a part of why they got honored? He had to come out and say something dumb to do a humiliation ritual in front of the world to let everybody know that it's okay to smooch on, learn how to tongue to and kiss with your own brother. This stuff is getting sickening by the day. And like I said, thank God for Terrence. I'm so tired of it, y'all. What they gonna say next? Smokey Robinson is sweating Skittles too? Is that gonna be the next thing? Or they haven't said it yet because he hasn't passed away. Once he passed away, is that gonna be the next thing too? The people that were actually sweating Skittles, why ain't they talking about them? Why ain't they talking about the celebrities that passed away that were sweating Skittles? They don't even want to talk about that. They ain't making no movies about that. Some of these celebrities passed away from that package. They brushed it under the rug. What about Tevin Campbell, y'all? Who they turned out. They turned him out. And the same person that allegedly turned Tevin Campbell out is the same person that invited Terrence Howard to do this movie. It amazes me how you want to try to turn somebody out. At the same time, you want to just talk about somebody that but nobody know the truth about. Now you want to say Marvin Gaye. It's what in Skittles when everything that he was about was women. Is this about not only making this okay, but is this also about making it look like all of our leading men, out of all of them, no black women was good enough to even keep their man straight or something? And I want you to pay attention to the person that was doing the interview, because he seemed like he got a little sugar in the tank too. When Terrence Howard was telling him, "No, I don't even mess around. I don't even play around with no stuff like that," he was saying, "Well, maybe that Marvin Gaye, maybe he and got tired of so much cootie cat that he wanted to, go that other route." Even the interviewer is acting like he sweat Skittles too, y'all. I don't think it's about Terrence Howard sending shots out at people or, taking aims at people or whatever. He's just saying it is what it is. What they do, he wouldn't do. And for you to even be in that category to do it means that you don't mind it. You don't mind having that image. Look how Will Smith started out, y'all. He started out with a movie, a Sweat and Skittles movie. Is this how he got all those roles that he got? Now, I'm gonna give it to Will Smith. He's one of the best actors out here. But is that why his career was pushed the way it was pushed? Because he was willing to do anything to get those roles. He was the type of person that didn't mind trying out stuff like that. Think about it, y'all. Is there going to be anybody left standing when this is all over with? Is there going to be not one person outside of Terrence Howard that we're going to be saying, "Oh, he ain't going that route"? And no offense, but why is it that their agenda is turning out everybody? Why can't it be flipped? Why can't the straight people turn out the crooked people? Okay, y'all? If you want to put it that way, they call it straight, so it must be crooked if it ain't straight, right? Why ain't they pushing the agenda for people that just like the opposite to, turn some of them back? Why is it that their whole agenda is to push turning everybody sweating Skittles, y'all? This is why I tell y'all these are agendas that they're pushing. This made me sick when I turned on the internet this morning. And here we go. Now we're saying Marvin Gaye too. Just because his last name is Gaye don't mean he is. Okay, y'all? Nothing about this man screamed that he wanted to be laid up next to another man. Nothing about it screams that. But now this is what they want to push on us. It doesn't make sense. It really don't. Like everybody, y'all. Make a movie about Quincy. That will be the movie. Go get you somebody that's out here sweating Skittles. What's that guy? He was playing on the one that liked to dress. He always dressing with dresses on. He show up to the award shows. And he was on Pose. I forgot his name. Won't he play Quincy? That'll be a good movie to play. Play Quincy. Play the real Diddy. Don't make it a Tubi movie. Make the real Diddy movie. Because they send in little subliminals in Tubi movies and stuff like that. Put the real out there about Diddy. That guy that played Diddy on what is it, Biggie's movie? Let him play Diddy. Is he willing to play that sweating Skittle role? Because whoever take this role on of Diddy, they gotta really be sweating Skittles, because it gotta be believable that his eyes lit up more for men than women. It has to be somebody that can play that role that is actually that way. Why don't y'all do that? There's so many out here sweating Skittles for real. Why ain't they making movies about them? Why do they have to make movies about other icons, other legends that nobody knows if they were or not? And what we grew up thinking he wasn't, I'm going to continue to look at it that way. And I hope that the younger generations continue to look at Marvin Gaye as straight as well. Because this is BS all day long to me. This is pushing agendas. Look at all the basketball players now that we are finding out all the stuff that's going on with them. Look at all the young men that's growing up want to be basketball players. That's straight. And now they are finding out their biggest basketball players that they love is out here wearing dresses behind closed doors. Just trying on makeup. Going to get their hair, hair done, nail done, everything done. Do y'all know how that makes these guys that's coming up feel? That everything that they've known is not what is cracked up to be. When they see people like, what's his name, Dwight Howard and all of these people accepting this as if it's normal. Well, God said it ain't. And I don't care what the Pope say and anybody else say that this is okay. It's okay for them, but it's not okay for everybody. And what the Bible have, and people have grown up with that, read the Bible, and that this has been taught in their household, is that this is abomination. And that God doesn't like it at all. This is what needs to be taught. Two men cannot make a baby. Two women cannot make a baby. And I know that they can go and get all these doctors that's doing all of this stuff, playing God and doing this and doing that. But that stuff don't always work. And this is why a lot of babies are getting messed up out here. Because people are trying to play God. People want to have twins. They want to pick their girl, their boys, the this, the that. This is why a lot of kids are being born with disabilities. Things are wrong with them because people playing God. This is why, y'all. And it is what it is. If it was meant for that to happen that way, then God would have made it that way. But he didn't. Y'all, he didn't. And thank God, like I said, for Terrence. But anyway, y'all, I'm going to let y'all go. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Do you all think that Marvin Gaye really was this way? And don't tell me, oh, we heard this and we heard that. Because did you see this in him yourself? Because we didn't heard rumors about certain people. And we can go and pull up pictures of them. And we'd be like, yeah, they sweating Skittles. You can look at some people and you could tell. The Fruity Pebbles is just dripping off all over their bodies. Okay, y'all? But do you see this in Marvin Gaye? I don't. I don't see this at all in him. And I'm not going to push that issue that, oh, Marvin Gaye, just because Quincy Jones said so. Quincy Jones didn't give a F about nobody but himself. He was somebody, that house ninja that was put out here to turn his own race into whatever agenda that they wanted him to turn them into. He wanted to push the issue of turning every person out that came his way. That was Quincy Jones was about. Manipulation, getting his way, and using and abusing the people that was in the industry. Do a movie on him. Since you want to do movies and make somebody else to be swinging that route, won't you do a movie on yourself? Who's going to stand up and do the Quincy Jones movie? The real Quincy Jones movie. The one that everybody say that turned out, so many people in the industry. Who's going to do the movie of little Tevin Campbell coming in the room and being turned out? These are the rumors that's been going on for years. These are the real rumors that's been going on. Not the Quincy, not the Marvin Gaye. Because everybody that I know known Marvin Gaye to be straight. But everybody that I know knows Quincy Jones to be a skittler. Do that movie. Anybody gonna step up to the plate for that one? Anybody gonna show him turning out Diddy them and everybody else that be up under him? You quick to tear down somebody else's name. Bring out the truth about yours. Alleged truth. There is. Why ain't no movies coming out about that? This is ridiculous on so many levels. Do a Lee Daniel movies. Somebody that's running around here allegedly chasing all of his male actors. Do that type of movie. It's a reason why certain people like Quincy Jones and all of these people were given money and power so they can tear down their own race. And anybody that we had any hopes of not even being attached to none of this mess, their job was to make it look like there was. And this is what I think that this is all about, y'all. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like this video. And thanks for watching, y'all. Peace.